Before the first star flickered in the heavens, before the earth spun on its axis, before the light of day ever touched the void, there was God, eternal, unchanging, beyond time itself. But in his divine wisdom, God desired something more. He desired communion, relationship, and for that he created time. Picture it, a vast expanse of nothingness, the infinite silence of eternity. Then suddenly, a word is spoken, a word that ripples through the void, shattering the darkness like a stone, breaking the stillness of water. Let there be light, and from the mouth of God, light erupts, bathing creation in its first glow, the beginning of time as we know it. In this episode of History of Prayer, we journey back to that moment where time was born, where the rhythm of existence began. But this isn't just a tale of days and nights. This is the story of how God wove time into the fabric of prayer, a journey into the heart of his creation, where every second becomes a divine encounter. In the beginning, there was no sunrise, no sunset, only the eternal presence of God. But then, with one command, the first breath of time is exhaled from his lips. Light breaks forth, separating the darkness. And with that light, time begins. The first day is born, not as a mere marker of hours, but as a divine canvas on which God would paint his masterpiece. Every moment, a stroke of his hand, shaping creation. The Creator's hand moves through the void, pulling land from the depths of the waters, adorning the skies with stars, each day, each night, crafted with purpose. And on the seventh day, he rested. Not because he was weary, but because he was setting a rhythm, one that would echo through the ages. The Sabbath, a sacred pause, a breath of eternity set within the confines of time. But here's where the story takes its first twist. The Sabbath wasn't just about rest. It was an invitation to commune with God, to step out of the chaos and into his presence. Imagine that first Sabbath, creation, still fresh and new, bathed in the warmth of God's glory. The stillness of the earth, as if holding its breath in awe of its creator. And there, in the midst of it, humanity, the crown of God's creation, walking with him in the cool of the day, no rush, no hurry, only communion. Time and prayer were inseparable, woven together in a sacred dance. The Sabbath became more than a day. It became a moment in time when heaven kissed the earth, a time where man and God could walk in harmony, but it wouldn't last forever. Then came the fall. The serpent slithered into the garden, and with one bite, everything changed. Time, once a blessing, now felt heavy, burdened by sin. Adam and Eve were cast out of Eden, and humanity, once walking in step with God, now found themselves toiling under the weight of time. No longer did the days flow with ease. Now they were marked by labor, pain, and sweat. The seventh day, the Sabbath, became a distant memory of a time when everything was perfect. But God, in his mercy, never let go of the thread of time. Even as humanity spiraled into chaos, he held on to it, weaving his plans into every moment. He would not abandon his creation. He would call them back to that rhythm, back to the Sabbath, back to prayer. Through the ages, God's people would struggle with time. The Israelites, wandering through the wilderness for 40 years, found themselves bound by the relentless march of days and nights. Yet, even there, God gave them a reminder of his eternal presence. Every seventh day, they would cease their labor. No manna would fall from heaven on the Sabbath, but none was needed. The Israelites learned that time wasn't something to be feared. It was a gift, a sacred space where they could meet God. Picture them, huddled in their tents, the desert wind whipping around them. No work, no gathering of food, only rest, only prayer. In the stillness of the wilderness, God's presence hovered over them like a protective cloud. Even in their wanderings, he was there, guiding them, calling them back to him through time. And then, one day, the rhythm shifted again. The Exodus, the greatest escape in history. God's people, enslaved for 400 years, found themselves free at last. But freedom came with a new kind of responsibility. a responsibility to remember the Sabbath, to honor God's time, and to pray. As they stood on the edge of the Red Sea, with Pharaoh's army charging behind them, time must have seemed to stand still. But even in that moment of fear, Moses lifted his staff, and God split the sea in two. Time once again became a vessel for deliverance. God was showing his people that he was not bound by the limitations of time. He could stop it, stretch it, even reverse it if necessary. After the Exodus, God gave Moses the 10 Commandments, and once again the Sabbath was enshrined as sacred. It wasn't just a day off. It was a reminder that God's people were not slaves to time, not slaves to the clock. They were children of the eternal, invited to rest in him. But as the centuries rolled on, humanity began to forget. The rhythm of time became distorted. The Sabbath became a ritual, devoid of its original meaning. Prayer became mechanical rather than relational. Yet even in the midst of this forgetfulness, God's plan was still unfolding. Then, in the fullness of time, he came, Jesus, the Messiah, the Word made flesh. Time itself bowed before him as he entered the world, and with him came the ultimate revelation of prayer. Jesus didn't just pray, he lived in constant communion with the Father. Every moment was an opportunity to connect, to listen, to speak. He prayed in solitude, withdrawing to lonely places, seeking the Father's will. He prayed in public, showing the multitudes how to seek God. He prayed in agony, sweating drops of blood in the Garden of Gethsemane, surrendering his will to the Father's plan. Time and prayer, once again, intertwined in the most profound way. But Jesus did something even more revolutionary. He redefined the Sabbath. The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. He wasn't abolishing it, he was restoring it. The Sabbath was never meant to be a burden. It was meant to be a gift, a time to reconnect with God. Jesus, in his life, death, and resurrection, became the fulfillment of time. He showed us that every moment, every second is sacred. And in his victory over death, he revealed the ultimate truth. Time no longer holds us captive. We are free. Free to pray, free to rest, free to live in the eternal presence of God. As we stand on the other side of history, the story of time and prayer continues. From the beginning of creation to the cross and now into eternity, God's rhythm beats on. Every moment is a gift. Every second is an invitation. Prayer is how we step into that rhythm, how we align ourselves with the eternal. The Sabbath remains, not just as a day of rest, but as a call to return to God, to remember that we are not bound by the ticking of a clock. We are children of the eternal, and every prayer we pray echoes in the halls of heaven, transcending time itself. The story of time and prayer isn't over, it's still being written, and you are a part of it. The God who created time is still inviting you to walk with him, to rest in him, to pray. Every breath, every heartbeat is a chance to connect with the one who holds it all in his hands.